What is going on? Car guys, car gals, check it out. We have the one, the only Glenn Pasch right here sitting with us.
How are you
Welcome to the party. Welcome to TrueCar booth.
Thank you.
So good to see you. So good to see you. Looking good as always. Always. Man, goodness. But no, there's a lot cooking. We've been able to see you in passing a little bit here and there, right? We've been doing some interviewing, a little bit of talking, and this is an incredibly big event and venue. Brother, absolutely. What have you been seeing, or what are you enjoying most of this particular NADA?
I just think, one, it's to get everybody together. It's nice to see everybody. It's funny, as you're walking down the aisle, it takes you 3 times longer to get from point A to point B because you're constantly running across somebody you haven't seen and you want to talk to and you want to connect to. I'm just really excited. There's seems to be a big buzz. Dealers came here with purpose. They came here to find certain things, be it I'm looking for a new marketing, a new tool, some service. They brought multiple people. You know, a lot of times they bring 1 or 2 people. I've had dealers say, I've had 5 people, and they're splitting up, dividing and conquering. Here's your list. Go talk to these people.
I love that.
So, so I just think everybody's energized. That's, it seems like it's a real good energy, especially here for Dallas being a first time here. Got my steps in.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Had to put on the comfy shoes today to get going, Well,
that's one mystery that we help to unlock. With us is how to stay at these conferences doing business and keep it comfortable. We keep it with the sneakers, folks.
Oh, you have
Come
to.
here with the sneakers, okay? You're going to do a lot of walking.
I have my dress shoes on because I was speaking the last couple of days. And now all of a sudden, I got my fancy pseudo-looking Cole Haan dress shoes with the comfy heels.
Those are super comfortable.
Yes.
I saw the shoes you're wearing, and I'm like, yep, I know those shoes.
Those are good.
They are all of it, especially when you're putting in the miles and all the steps. The thing about these events, they're huge. There is a lot of walking going on, but like you said, there's a lot of connections going on. There's a lot of networking going on. There's a lot of reconnections going on.
Yes.
And a lot of times that we make connections at some of these events, and then we forget about them. Like we may go and say, hey, let's do something. And then next thing you know, months go by. You never reconnected. And then you
don't see them again until one of these.
All of a sudden, it sparks. I think as time goes by, if we do that enough, and if we all keep being on that game, because I understand you can't take this water hose and just like fire hose and take it all at once. You got to take a little bit at a time. But if we keep doing this and we keep coming to these networking, reconnecting, we find that we eventually make that connection. And eventually you do have that light bulb go off and you're like, okay, we need to do this. And then connections are made. I'm seeing a lot of businesses in here talking to each other, not necessarily dealerships to the vendors or dealer partners, but I'm seeing dealer partners and dealer partners talking. Like they're over here like, hey, what's going on? How can we help each other? That's what I see that's dynamic right now.
It's interesting you say that because we did our AWA awards on Thursday night, and that's where we celebrated. We had over 260 people, all vendor community. A few dealers were there, but it was a vendor community. And a lot of the vendors said, you know what, this is so great because we don't get time to celebrate each other and celebrate entrepreneurship and new ideas, and you get to hear about new products. And so for one night, we get them all in the room and they behave nicely with each other. They enjoy their time. I said, because then they're on the floor doing business. And so that's collaboration because they have to with the new data and all these new CDPs and all these different strategies going on. In order for it to be successful for dealers, all of these vendors have to start working together, and they're starting to partner and not feel threatened. And that's good. And then on top of it, the dealers themselves, group to group, are helping each other. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because we have a CXO group that has people who are part of it have 10 stores or more, which is a completely different conversation, right? Oh, yeah. But they're talking about things like how do we have different technology across our group? We have 4 different website platforms, 3 different CRMs, 2 different agencies. How do we get that same message, or how do we train people across? So all of a sudden you see that there, you see it out on the floor, like you were saying. Dealer groups are not being threatened with each other to share secrets because ultimately you still have to do it. I can tell you everything I'm doing, but you still have to do it.
That's a big thing. That's
big thing.
You can take a lot of horses to water and they don't all drink it, and that's the thing. You can show them exactly where it's at, how to fix it, give them the data, but they don't close it down, right? So it's amazing. This expo hall is closing on us.
Yeah, they're throwing us out.
But they're not going to throw us out. We're Car Guy Coffee. Let's go.
Come on.
So what are you guys seeing from today? I mean, you've been talking to a lot of people. What are you hearing?
Oh, I mean, the seeing of the collaborations, that's the thing that we're most excited about, is that there are looks like competing companies or competing dealerships that are working together. And that's so awesome that you brought that up, because that's what we're looking at. The mergers between companies, right? Those that are making those connections to say, how can we solve the problem better? And I don't have to create something that eclipses what you're doing. I can team up with what your strengths now become my strengths, and my strengths become yours. And that's something that we absolutely love.
And it doesn't happen. Matt from TrueCar, we were talking about that earlier when I was here waving. He and I got into a conversation. We were talking about, individuals in the marketplace, or companies in the marketplace. Like, everybody has a lane, right? I don't need to be in your lane. I don't need to compete in your lane. But we can both help each other, right? So that we can provide a solution. So to your point is, I don't need to create your product, but if we could partner, then the combination brings a better product or service for the end consumer. But we're not threatened anymore. And I think more and more people are realizing we don't need to be threatened. There's enough for everybody. Collaboration can be good as long as you find the right partner that's going to help you.
So true. I mean, when you're going on an adventure or you're going on a mission, you definitely want the strengths of multiple people, you know what I mean, to be part of that. If you're going on a long journey, you want the strengths of others to help carry the extra things. If it's just you trying to carry it all, you're not going to get too far. And what we get to see now is that automotive is unifying at a different level. And that's something that we love to see. That's something that we've been trying to play a part of putting the coffee onto the table, getting the people at the conversation spots to talk about really brewing solutions, not what's so great about me and not you, but what's great about all of us. And we've loved giving everybody the opportunity that we have the chance to talk to, a microphone, a little bit of what's cooking in their world, and what they love seeing in the industry, because this is a great industry, folks. It's great. Tell your family. There's so many avenues for you to find yourself in. And brother, it's always been great to have you. Just to be able to have you as a friend, to have you as a mentor to us. We appreciate that so much. I mean, this is a living example of what it means to be collaborating with and to give advice just because they want to help out, right? They want to see us succeed. And that's so valuable.
And that's it, and to touch on what you asked that question, what do I see? What I'm seeing a lot, and let's just talk about, dealership retail, and, take out fixed ops. I'm not a big fixed ops guy right now. But what I can tell you is, what I'm seeing is we need to get back to the basics. I think that the problem is we fell away from that for a while. Understanding the fundamentals of automotive sales, of transportation problem solving, whatever you want to call it. We need to get back to the fundamentals. A lot of us lost those easy little, and I don't want to say closes, but objection handlers, right? We hear something and then we get fumbled now. What happened to the day when you heard something and confidently were able to answer somebody?
Because you didn't need to do it.
No, we got lazy.
But again, see, I'm going to push back. I don't like using the word lazy, because I don't think it was lazy. It's just the game that was played was, if you had the inventory, whatever the price was, because you had it in that market this last 18 months, I'll come in and I'll buy it. There's no arguments, no nothing. Bottom line. So you're going to work to whatever you need to. So there are no objections. So I don't need to remember or practice my objections. But your point is that the market is shifting now. Interest rates are going up. There's more. Now people come in and you say, well, here's the price. And they go, I'll think about it. All of a sudden you're going up, the game has changed. So it's getting back to understanding what skills do you need in this market as it changes. So we need to go back and just look at that and say that, because not lazy. It's just, I played the game that was being played and I won. The rules are starting to change a little bit. So I have to go back and say, what are the skills I need to play this game?
It's not going to be the same as before. It's but it's going to be different than it was yesterday. And that's
of course. So that's where you constantly evolve. So it's not the laziness. It's just, if I don't have to, why am I going to put in that? Now I have to. So now you have to address it and say, here's the game plan. Here's the rules, right? So think about it. College team playing a high school team. College team playing the pros, college team playing a really good college team. Every week, what do they say? New game plan. This is what we have to do to win against that.
Right.
Now we're in a different game. We're playing in a different time where now it's like, this is what we have to do in order to win. That's it. So it's not lazy. It's just effort. And it's, where do I have to push? Now it's, I may have to work a little harder. I have to be more prepared.
I love that.
That's all it is. Because I hate when people say we're lazy. It's not. They're working hard. It's just, I win quicker because I had it, because that was the market.
And this is why I consider him a mentor.
Yes.
I'm going to trust me. You'll probably hear me talking in my next podcast. This thing's about to die, so we're going to jump off here soon. But what I want to say is that on our next podcast, you might hear me talk some stuff he just said.
That's okay.
Steal some of those ideas. That's where I get most of my stuff. But I can tell you, Glenn, thank you so much for everything that you do for this industry, for the people around you, for anyone that's touched around you. I mean, you've been nothing but a gentleman since day one to us, and we honor you for that. We look forward to seeing the next few years together and seeing how far we all go. So,
I appreciate it, man. I love it. Love what you're doing. Keep doing it.
Heck yeah. Well,
all right,
car guys, you know what we need to do. That's right.
Before the battery runs out.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Here we go. 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing. Car guys, car gals, we have been Brewing Solutions live over at the TrueCar booth, NADA 2023. I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we've been Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with the one,
the
only Glenn Pasch. See you later.
Thanks, guys. See you later.